Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're diving into some SAP materials that you sent over.
Okay.
Yeah, specifically about SAP Cloud ALM for implementations.
Right.
We've got this roadmap presentation, and let me tell you, some of this stuff looks like it could seriously shake things up,
Yeah.
especially for folks involved in SAP projects in the cloud.
What's really caught my eye is this big push towards standardized and guided implementations.
Right.
It seems like SAP is trying to make things more out of the box,
Well,
which could save a ton of time and headaches down the line.
yeah, I was looking at all the pre-configuration they're talking about, and I thought, wow, if this delivers what they're promising,
Yeah.
it could be a total game changer.
Yeah.
Faster deployments,
Mm.
fewer customizations, and businesses getting value from their SAP solutions much faster.
Absolutely. It's a huge part of what we're seeing across the industry.
Yeah.
This big push to simplify and accelerate cloud implementations.
Okay, so let's back up a bit for anyone who might not be totally familiar with this. What exactly is SAP Cloud ALM?
So SAP Cloud ALM, in a nutshell, is their brand new application lifecycle management tool.
Okay,
But this time, it's entirely cloud-based.
got it.
It's designed to be super simple to use. It's available instantly and always kept up to date.
And it covers that entire life cycle of your SAP Cloud solutions.
That's right.
From the initial build all the way through running the system.
Yep.
It's built for that continuous delivery model that's so crucial these days for cloud solutions.
And here's a huge plus.
Okay.
You get usage rights included as part of your SAP enterprise support.
Oh, wow.
So you don't need to purchase separate licenses, which is a big cost saver.
Yeah, I was going to say, that can add up really quickly.
Absolutely.
Okay, but here's where I think it gets really interesting, and this is a pretty big shift for SAP.
Okay.
They're talking about standardized implementations.
Yeah.
Can you unpack that a bit for us?
Sure.
What exactly does that mean,
Absolutely.
and why are they doing it?
Basically, as SAP moves more towards cloud-centric solutions.
They're pushing for a more standardized approach to implementations.
Okay.
The goal is to create ready-to-use implementations
Interesting.
that can be deployed very quickly and with minimal need for heavy customization.
Which makes total sense if you think about it.
It does.
The less customization you have to do, the faster the implementation.
Absolutely.
It's like they're saying, hey, we've got a best practice way to do this. Let's just leverage it.
Exactly. And this shift towards standardization has the potential to really change the game for businesses.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to deploy an SAP solution in weeks instead of months.
Oh, wow.
That's a massive reduction in time and resources, which of course means significant cost savings.
Okay, I'm starting to see why you're so excited about this.
Yeah.
But how does it actually work in practice?
Right.
Can you walk us through how SAP Cloud ALM is used in an implementation?
Of course.
Yeah.
The presentation you shared actually has a really helpful visual that shows how this all comes together.
Okay.
There's a slide titled, Deploy SAP S/4HANA Cloud with SAP Activate. I think I saw that.
It lays out the phases and milestones of a typical implementation using SAP Cloud ALM.
Yeah, it breaks the process down into prepare, explore, realize
Yeah.
those phases.
Right. And what's important here is SAP's shift-left approach.
Okay.
They're emphasizing early planning and configuration to try and iron out as much as possible upfront.
So it's about getting everyone on the same page from the very beginning
Yes.
and avoiding surprises later on in the project.
Exactly.
Right.
And to do this, SAP uses what they call fit-to-standard workshops.
Okay.
These are collaborative sessions where the focus is on leveraging pre-configured content from SAP
Got it.
and minimizing the need for custom development.
Okay, now we're getting into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
So how does a fit-to-standard workshop actually work?
Okay, so picture this.
Right.
You and your team, along with SAP experts, gather in a workshop setting.
Okay.
SAP presents you with a set of pre-configured business processes,
Yeah.
almost like a menu of options. You discuss your business needs, analyze the fit of these pre-configured processes, and decide which ones to adopt.
So instead of starting from scratch and building everything from the ground up,
Right.
you're essentially choosing from a library of best practice processes that SAP has already developed and tested.
Exactly. And this significantly speeds up the implementation process because
Yeah.
you're not reinventing the wheel. And since these are SAP's best practice processes,
Right.
you're much more likely to have a smooth implementation and a system that's aligned with industry standards.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
But all of this involves a lot of different people and roles, right?
absolutely. And to help you visualize who's involved,
Okay.
the presentation actually includes a slide titled Key Project Roles.
Okay.
It lists all the different roles involved in a typical implementation, from business experts and configuration experts to project managers and release managers.
So this gives our listener a sense of where they might fit into the whole implementation process.
Yeah.
It's like a little who's who of an SAP Cloud ALM implementation.
Precisely. And the beauty of SAP Cloud ALM is it provides tools and support for each of these roles
Okay.
to help them collaborate effectively and manage their tasks efficiently.
Okay, so we've talked about the big picture
Yeah.
of how SAP Cloud ALM fits into implementations
Right.
and this whole shift left approach with the fit to standard workshops.
Yeah.
But let's get into the specifics now.
Sure.
What are some of the key features and capabilities of SAP Cloud ALM that our listeners should know about?
Well, there's a handy slide titled Key Capabilities
Okay.
that gives a good overview.
Perfect.
But instead of just listing them off, let's try to dive into a few examples.
Yeah, let's bring these features to life.
Okay, so let's start with business process monitoring.
Okay.
Imagine having a real-time dashboard that shows you exactly how all your key business processes are performing.
Right.
Think of it like an X-ray into your operations.
Okay.
You can see where things are running smoothly and immediately identify any bottlenecks or areas that need attention.
So you're not just reacting to problems after they occur.
Right.
You're proactively identifying potential issues
Yeah,
and addressing them before they become major headaches.
that's exactly it.
Wow.
That's just one of the ways SAP Cloud ALM is helping you shift from a reactive to a proactive approach
Yeah.
to managing your SAP solutions.
Makes sense.
Okay, let's talk about integration monitoring.
Okay.
So in today's interconnected world, your SAP systems are talking to a whole bunch of other applications, right? Think of integration monitoring like an air traffic controller for your IT landscape.
Got it.
It ensures that data is flowing smoothly between systems
Right.
and flags any potential issues before they cause major disruptions.
So no more scrambling to figure out why data isn't syncing between your systems.
Exactly.
Cloud ALM is basically playing watchdog, making sure everything is communicating as it should.
You got it.
Okay.
It's all about proactively ensuring the health and stability of your IT landscape.
Right.
Which is essential for any business that relies heavily on SAP.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so we've covered some of those core features
Yeah.
like business process monitoring and integration monitoring.
Right.
But what really caught my eye was this roadmap SAP laid out in the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about some pretty big plans for the future of Cloud ALM.
Yes, the roadmap definitely highlights some exciting advancements coming down the line.
Okay.
And what's particularly interesting is that SAP is aiming for full lifecycle support for all their products within Cloud ALM.
That's right, not just cloud solutions,
Right.
but eventually everything SAP.
Everything. Yep,
That's ambitious.
it is.
What does that mean for businesses that are using a mix of SAP products, both cloud and on-premise?
Well, it paints a picture of a future where businesses can potentially manage their entire SAP landscape
Okay.
from a single unified platform.
Wow.
Instead of juggling multiple tools and interfaces,
Yeah.
you'd have one central hub for all things SAP.
That's a pretty compelling vision.
It is.
It would certainly make life easier for a lot of SAP teams out there.
Yeah,
But let's be realistic.
sure.
Transitions like this can be complex,
They can.
especially for companies that have been using solutions like SAP Solution Manager for a long time.
Absolutely. There's no denying that migrating to a new platform can be a significant undertaking.
Right.
But it's important to remember that SAP has said they're going to continue to support their existing ALM solutions.
Okay.
This isn't going to be a sudden overnight switch.
So no one's being forced to abandon their current solutions immediately.
No, not at all.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
But you're saying it's probably wise to start planning for the future
Yeah,
and figuring out how Cloud ALM fits into the bigger picture.
exactly. This is a great opportunity for businesses to step back, assess their current ALM strategy,
Okay.
and see how Cloud ALM aligns with their long-term goals.
Especially as more and more businesses adopt cloud-based SAP solutions.
Absolutely. That's a key driver.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so let's say a company decides to start exploring SAP Cloud ALM.
All right.
What kind of resources does SAP offer to help them get up to speed? There's going to be a learning curve, right?
Oh, definitely. But SAP has been very proactive in providing resources and support for those who want to dive into Cloud ALM.
Okay.
One of the best places to start is the SAP community.
Oh, yeah, that's a great resource
It's fantastic.
for connecting with other SAP users, asking questions, sharing experiences.
Yeah, learning from each other.
The SAP community has always been a great resource.
It has.
You can find answers to just about any SAP-related question you can imagine.
Absolutely.
It's like having a direct line to thousands of SAP experts around the world.
Exactly. And for those who prefer a more structured learning experience,
Okay.
SAP also offers training courses and workshops
Got it.
specifically focused on cloud ALM.
So there are options for all learning styles, whether you're someone who likes to learn by doing
Right.
or someone who prefers a more guided approach.
Exactly. And there are even hands-on labs where you can experiment with cloud ALM
Okay.
and get some real-world experience.
Speaking of hands-on experience, let's dig into some of the capabilities that really make SAP Cloud ALM stand out.
Okay.
I'm particularly interested in those features that help teams manage tasks and stay on top of things during an implementation.
You're talking about project management.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's actually a core functionality of cloud ALM.
Okay.
It goes beyond just creating and assigning tasks.
Okay.
It's a central hub for collaboration and communication, designed specifically for SAP implementations.
So you're saying it's like having a project management tool that's baked right into your ALM solution.
Precisely. And what's really cool is it's tightly integrated with SAP Activate,
Okay.
their implementation methodology.
Got it.
So you can pull tasks and guidance directly from Activate,
Oh, wow.
making it super easy to follow best practices
Okay.
and ensure consistency across your projects.
No more trying to manually create project plans
Right.
or figure out what needs to happen next.
Exactly.
It's all laid out for you, step by step.
That's right. And if you need to make adjustments or add custom tasks, you can easily do that too. It's flexible enough to handle those unique project needs.
And what about documentation?
Okay.
We all know how important it is to keep everything well documented,
We do.
especially in complex SAP implementations.
Absolutely.
Does Cloud ALM have anything to offer in that area?
Definitely. Cloud ALM provides built-in features for documenting all aspects of your project,
Okay.
from decisions and requirements to issues and resolutions.
Got it.
And it's all centralized within the platform.
So no more spreadsheets and scattered notes floating around in different inboxes.
Right. Everyone has access to the same information,
Okay.
which makes it much easier to find what you need
Right.
and ensures that everyone is working from the same set of facts.
And how about reporting?
Okay.
Can you generate those all-important reports that help you track progress, identify bottlenecks, keep everyone informed?
Absolutely. Cloud ALM has a robust reporting engine that lets you generate all sorts of insightful reports.
Nice.
You can track task completion, project timelines, resource allocation, and much more.
So if I'm a project manager, I can easily get a high-level view of how the implementation's progressing
You can.
and spot any red flags early on.
Precisely. The reports give you the visibility you need
Okay.
to make informed decisions, adjust course if necessary,
Right.
and ultimately keep the project on track.
Okay, this is starting to sound pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, how does Cloud ALM benefit the people who are actually doing the work, those on the front lines of the implementation?
Yeah.
How does it make their lives easier?
That's a great question. And honestly, one of the biggest benefits of Cloud ALM
Okay.
is that it provides a really user-friendly and intuitive interface
Okay.
that's designed to simplify everyone's lives.
So it's not just a tool for project managers.
Not at all.
It's something that everyone involved in the implementation can benefit from?
Absolutely. Whether you're a business user, a developer, a tester, or anyone else involved in the project,
Uh-huh.
Cloud ALM has something to offer.
Can you give us some examples of how Cloud ALM makes life easier for the folks on the ground?
Well, for starters, it provides a single point of access
Okay.
to all the tools and information they need.
So no more jumping between different systems,
Right.
searching for documents buried in shared folders.
Exactly. It's like a one-stop shop
Got it.
for everything related to the implementation.
And because it's seamlessly integrated with other SAP solutions, like SAP S/4HANA Cloud,
Right.
users can move effortlessly between different tasks and environments.
That's right. It's a huge time saver.
Yeah, no kidding.
And on top of that, Cloud ALM includes helpful features like guided tours and context-sensitive help
Oh.
to make it easy for new users to learn the system.
So even if you're not a seasoned SAP expert,
Right.
you can quickly get up to speed and start contributing to the project.
Exactly. SAP has put a lot of effort into making Cloud ALM user-friendly and accessible to everyone, regardless of their level of SAP expertise.
Okay, so we've covered some of the key capabilities that really make SAP Cloud ALM stand out,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to task management, documentation, reporting, and user experience. But we can't talk about the future of Cloud ALM without mentioning some of those exciting advancements on the roadmap.
You're right. The roadmap offers a glimpse into a future where cloud ALM gets even smarter and more powerful.
Okay.
And two of the biggest areas of focus are AI and automation.
I was wondering when those buzzwords would come up.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it.
Everyone's talking about AI and automation these days.
They are.
But let's be specific.
Sure.
How will these technologies actually impact the future of cloud ALM?
Well, on the AI front,
Okay.
SAP is planning to use AI to automate repetitive tasks,
Okay.
provide intelligent recommendations,
Uh-huh.
and even predict potential problems before they occur.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Imagine Cloud ALM proactively alerting you to a potential bottleneck
Okay.
in your business process,
Got it.
or suggesting ways to optimize your testing strategy.
Now that's taking things to a whole new level.
Exactly. It's about moving from reactive problem solving to proactive optimization.
Makes sense.
And as AI continues to advance,
Yeah.
we can expect even more sophisticated capabilities within Cloud ALM.
That's pretty exciting. What about automation?
Okay, so SAP is planning to introduce more and more automation features across the board,
All right.
from automating the creation of test cases
Okay.
and the deployment of new releases
Right.
to simplifying the monitoring of your systems.
So we're talking about automating a lot of those manual, time-consuming tasks that can really bog down implementations.
Exactly. The goal is to free up your teams
Right.
to focus on higher value activities
right.
that require those human creativity and problem-solving skills.
That makes a lot of sense. And I'm guessing automation will also help reduce the risk of human error,
Absolutely.
leading to more reliable and consistent outcomes.
You got it. Automation is all about increasing efficiency, reducing risks, and ultimately delivering better business outcomes.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in part 2 of this deep dive.
We have.
We've explored the roadmap for Cloud ALM, discussed those resources available to help companies get started,
Yeah.
and delved into some of the key capabilities that make this solution so powerful.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
Exactly. So join us for part 3, where we'll shift gears and focus on the practical implications of all these developments.
Sounds good.
What does this mean for businesses?
Right.
How can they prepare for this new era of SAP ALM?
We'll tackle those questions and more in the final installment of our Cloud ALM Deep Dive.
Welcome back to the deep dive. In parts 1 and 2, we really got into the nuts and bolts of SAP Cloud ALM,
Yeah.
what it is, why it matters, and what it can actually do.
Right.
But now let's shift gears and get practical.
Okay.
It's time to answer that so what question.
Right.
What does all of this mean for businesses? And how can they prepare for this new era of SAP ALM?
It's a big question.
Let's start with what might be the biggest question on everyone's minds,
Okay.
the transition.
Right.
We've talked about how SAP is moving towards full lifecycle management within Cloud ALM,
Uh-huh.
but what does that mean for companies that are currently using other solutions,
Right.
like SAP Solution Manager?
Yeah.
They've invested time and resources into those systems.
They have. It's a valid concern for sure.
Yeah?
Migrating to a new platform can feel like a daunting task,
Yeah.
especially for companies that have been using other ALM solutions for a long time.
I bet some folks are listening and thinking, okay, this all sounds great,
Yeah.
but am I going to have to rip and replace everything I've already built?
Well, the good news is that SAP has been very clear
Okay.
that they will continue to support their existing ALM solutions.
Okay.
They understand that businesses need time to plan and transition.
Yeah.
This isn't an overnight switch.
So no one is being forced to abandon their current solutions immediately.
No, not at all.
That's good to hear.
Yeah,
But you're saying it's probably wise to start thinking about the future
it is.
and how Cloud ALM fits into that long-term strategy.
Exactly. This is a great opportunity for businesses to step back,
Okay.
assess their current ALM landscape, and see how Cloud ALM aligns with their future goals.
Especially as more and more businesses adopt cloud-based SAP solutions.
Absolutely. That's a key driver.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier that SAP has a ton of resources to help companies navigate this transition.
Yes, absolutely. The SAP community is a fantastic resource for connecting with other SAP users,
Right.
sharing experiences, asking questions, and getting advice from those who have been through similar transitions.
The power of shared knowledge.
It is.
Sometimes there's no better way to learn than from others who have already walked the path.
Couldn't agree more. And beyond the SAP community,
Okay.
SAP also offers training courses and workshops specifically tailored to Cloud ALM. So there are options for everyone, no matter their learning style.
Okay, so let's say a company is ready to start exploring Cloud ALM.
Right.
What are some of the key skills they should be thinking about developing?
Well, a lot of the skills that are already in high demand in the SAP world,
Okay.
like project management, business analysis, configuration expertise, and testing knowledge, those are all still going to be essential in the world of cloud ALM.
So it's not like people have to start from scratch.
No.
They can build upon their existing SAP skills.
Exactly, but there will be some cloud ALM specific skills
Okay.
that will be important to develop.
I've had it.
For example, understanding how cloud ALM integrates with other SAP solutions.
Great.
How to navigate the cloud ALM interface.
Okay.
And how to leverage those automation and AI features we talked about earlier.
And of course, SAP offers training and resources to help people develop these new skills.
They do. They're invested in making sure their customers are successful with cloud ALM.
Okay, so we've talked about the transition, the need for skills development, and the resources available from SAP.
Right.
But let's get down to brass tacks here.
Okay.
What are the tangible benefits that cloud ALM can deliver for businesses?
Right.
How does this all translate to real-world value?
Well, as we discussed in parts 1 and 2, one of the core goals of cloud ALM is to make SAP implementations faster, smoother, and more efficient.
Right.
That means less time and resources spent on implementations.
Right.
Which translates to significant cost savings.
I can see how that would appeal to any CFO.
Absolutely.
But it's not just about saving money, right?
Right. It's also about faster time to value.
Okay.
Remember, that was one of the key drivers behind SAP's push for standardized implementations and cloud ALM.
Right.
By streamlining implementations, businesses can start realizing the benefits of their SAP solutions much more quickly.
Okay, so you're saving time and money.
Yep.
And getting value from your SAP solutions faster.
That's right.
What else is there?
Don't forget about the benefits of improved transparency and collaboration.
Right.
With cloud ALM, everyone involved in an implementation, from business users to developers, has access to the same information, tools, and processes.
Which means better communication, fewer misunderstandings, less rework, and a more cohesive team.
Exactly. And when teams work together effectively, projects run smoother, deadlines are met, and everyone is happier.
It's a win-win all around.
It is.
Okay, so cloud ALM sounds like a pretty sweet deal.
It does.
But let's be real.
Sure.
Some businesses might still have some lingering concerns.
Yeah.
Things like security, data privacy, integration with existing systems.
Those are all valid concerns, but it's important to remember that SAP Cloud ALM is built on SAP's secure cloud platform, which adheres to the highest security and data privacy standards.
Right.
They've got a solid track record in this area.
That's good to hear. And what about integration with existing systems? A lot of companies have complex IT landscapes.
Right. Well, SAP has a wealth of experience integrating their solutions with a wide range of third-party systems. So businesses can be confident that cloud ALM will fit seamlessly into their existing IT environments.
So while there will always be considerations and challenges with any new technology implementation, it sounds like SAP has been very thoughtful in addressing many of the common concerns that businesses might have.
Absolutely. They're really trying to make this transition as smooth as possible for their customers.
All right. So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's take a moment to look ahead.
Okay.
What does the future hold for SAP Cloud ALM?
Well, if the roadmap is any indication, the future is bright.
Okay.
It's clear that SAP sees cloud ALM as the future of SAP ALM, period. They're investing heavily in its development, and we can expect to see a continuous stream of new features and enhancements, especially in areas like AI, automation, and integration.
So cloud ALM is going to get even smarter, more powerful, and more versatile.
Exactly. And it's going to play an increasingly central role in the SAP ecosystem. If you're involved with SAP in any way. Cloud ALM is something you need to be aware of and start exploring.
I couldn't agree more. So to our listeners, here's our final takeaway.
Okay.
The future of SAP ALM is in the cloud.
It is.
Embrace it, explore it, and get ready to be amazed by what it can do.
And remember, knowledge is power. The more you learn about cloud ALM, the better equipped you'll be to navigate this exciting new landscape.
That's it for this deep dive into SAP Cloud ALM.
Great deep dive.
We hope you found it informative, insightful, and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
We hope so.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.
Seems good.